Hello to all of my friends. Hello to all of my friends. Hey, friends. It's Miss Bennett, and I am super glad to be back with you again today. So, I was thinking about something. You want to know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about the word courage. Yep. And I began to wonder, what does courage look like? What does it mean to be brave? Friends, have you ever had to be courageous? Have you ever had to be brave? So I was thinking about the word courage, and then I pulled out my Bible. I pulled out my Bible to give it a read, and then I opened my Bible. I opened my Bible to give it a read, and I looked in my Bible. I looked in my Bible to give it a read. I wanted to look in the Bible. So I turned to Daniel chapter 6. Friends, is the book of Daniel in the Old Testament or the New Testament? It's in the Old Testament. So I was looking at Daniel chapter 6, and I noticed that right here in the heading, it says that there was a plot against Daniel. Dum, dum, dum. Some people were plotting against Daniel. Let's see what happened. So here in the 6th chapter of Daniel, Daniel was one of the king's advisors. Daniel was an advisor to the king, an advisor to the king. Daniel was an advisor to the king, an advisor to the king. Excuse me, Sir Daniel. So Daniel was one of the king's top 3 administrators. And Daniel worked with a spirit of excellence. And you know what happened? People got jealous. And so they decided that they were going to find a charge against Daniel to get Daniel in trouble. Dum, dum, dum. Why would they want to do that, though, friends? I think they were jealous of Daniel. What do you think? So the king had this decree that he said that you cannot bow to your gods or pray to your gods, and if you do, something bad's gonna happen to you. But you know what? The people that didn't really like Daniel, they found Daniel praying. You know why? Because Daniel said, I trust God, and I'm going to continue to pray to God. And so that's what Daniel did. Friends, sometimes you have to know what's right and just do the right thing. Sometimes you have to know what's right and just do the right thing. Then they said to the king, Daniel, who's one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to you, your majesty, or to the decree you put in writing. He still prays 3 times a day. When the king heard this, he was greatly distressed. He was determined to rescue Daniel and made every effort until sundown to save him. Then the men went as a group to King Darius and said to him, Remember, your majesty, that according to the law of the Medes and Persians, no decree or edict that the king issues can be changed. So the king gave the order, and they brought Daniel and threw him into the lion's den. The king said to Daniel, May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you. And these people were jealous. So they went to the king and said, King, that Daniel, he doesn't respect you, king, because he keeps praying 3 times a day to his God. Well, the king wasn't really happy about that. The king didn't find anything wrong with Daniel. He was one of the king's trusted advisors. The king said to Daniel, they gotta toss you in the lion's den because that's what happens to the people. I signed the decree. I said that that's what's going to happen if you don't do what I say. So they're going to put you in there. But Daniel, I really, 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 really hope that your God saves you. The king liked Daniel. He didn't find anything wrong with him. But they put Daniel in the lion's den. You know what happened? Oh, the king couldn't sleep all night long. The king couldn't sleep and the king couldn't eat. He couldn't sleep and he couldn't eat. And the next morning when he woke up, the king said, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you pray to all the time, delivered you from the lions? And Daniel said, yep. God spared Daniel from lions. They cast him over in the lion's den in a pit full of lions that should have just torn him apart. But you know what happened? Nothing. Want to know why? Daniel was bold and Daniel was brave and Daniel stood up for what was right. He believed in God, he trusted God, and he continued to pray to God. So let's do that. Let's continue to pray to God. Let's do that. Let's continue to pray to God. Friends, sometimes we just have to do what's right because it's the right thing. And God honors that when we do what's right because it's the right thing. So this week, I pray that you will do what's right just because it's the right thing. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.